Hello everyone. Hello everyone. This is Sadia and welcome to our new session. Here we are gonna kick off our reading module and today's discussion topic is about list of heading. I know everybody feels like it is one of the most difficult and challenging question patterns among all kind of questions in IELTS reading module. So without any kind of delay, we are just moving to our this session so that we can just get a very clear overview regarding list of heading. So for solving this kind of list of heading, we have some strategies or tips, whatever you are saying for this type of question. I would say, yeah, it is really easy for all of you whenever you are solving with me. So yeah, let's get it started. So here we can see first of all a list of headings like here. So list of headings and yeah, first of all we have to focus and understand between what is list of heading and what is paragraph matching. For list of heading we have to just read only first one to two sentences and last one or two sentences. But yeah, we have to also go through, or that is called a skim. So we have to go through the whole paragraph for understanding the overall concept, and that's completely different from paragraph matching. So don't try to just mess up with paragraph matching and list of heading. Those are completely different question patterns, and try to stick to your own strategy or specific strategy that you have to follow. So without any kind of delay, we have to move on. Like, what is list of heading? That we have already got a clear overview about this. So list of heading is here. We can see this is list of heading. Okay, and then we have some list of headings here. So first of all, we have to read all list of headings and just highlight keywords. So for example, here we can see the first list of heading is disputes over financial arrangements regarding senior managers. So here disputes means, so here dispute is also a keyword, and financial arrangements here we can see, and then what is regarding, it is regarding senior managers. So try to understand what actually the list of heading means is here. Like disputes, that means paragraph must say or mention about conflict or dispute or disagreement, something like this. Maybe they may not mention about the particular word like dispute, rather they may use here synonyms for using or for paraphrasing the sentence. Okay, so here this is the list of heading like disputes over financial arrangements regarding senior managers. This is for the first list of heading, and we are moving to the next, that is the impact. So impact is really critical component here. Impact means something consequences or something effect, something like this. They may use paraphrase. Obviously they use some kind of thing like, yeah, for this as a result or something like this. They may use these alternative things. So yeah, the impact on companies, that means the company's impact or effect for something. Like here we can see of being subjected to close examination. Here examination, it doesn't mean test, rather it's a survey or it's an examination by which they are trying to do something for improving themselves or for improving their organization. And so it means the impact on companies of being subjected to close examination shop for bestsellers. So we can easily get what actually it means, right? For best selling or for improving their organization or shop, they are just doing some close examination, and as a result it has some impact. Maybe either it is positive impact or negative impact. So we have to focus on this, either it is positive or negative. Okay, and the next list of heading is here, the possible need for fundamental change in every area of business. So every area of business means, here we can see, okay, so whenever we are going through the passage we can see, or we can just focus. Okay, it means every, it doesn't mean like every area, rather they may mention about every aspect or something like this. So this is the overall thing. And the next thing is the possible need, okay, that's fine. And then many external bodies being held responsible for problems. So here we can focus on like external bodies and held responsible for problems. So here they might not just mention about external bodies, rather than they mention some bodies like government, stakeholders, and use some commas to mention a list of bodies, okay, rather than mentioning the direct bodies. Okay, so you have to focus on this, and you have to be alert, okay, how they are citing their bodies, and who are mainly responsible for this problem, or who are just blaming for their problems, okay. And then the following number of board members with broad enough experience. So the number, those are falling, that means decreasing. And obviously they have huge experience, or they have enough experience. So this is you can just go through when you are going through a reading passage. So this is for number 5, list of heading. And then we are going to number 6, where they mention a risk that not all directors take part in solving major problems. So major problems, okay, okay, just focus on this, a risk or danger or something that not all directors take part in solving major problems. That means solving major, or for solving major problems, not all just take part here. They, how just they distract us, like not all director means not everybody, right? So whenever we are consuming, or we are understanding like this, not everybody is involving something or some projects, okay, we can relate with this, okay. And the next list of heading is broads not looking far enough ahead. Here means broad's not looking far enough ahead. That means someone's, or the organization, who are not looking for their visionary power. They are not using this, rather they want to they want to achieve something that is for a short term goal rather than long term goal. That is like looking far enough ahead, okay. And then and the next and last but not the least one is a proposal to change the way board operators. Here means, it means a proposal. Here we can see to change something, the way the board operates. So we have to read first two or one sentences, and last one or two sentences to get an overview for this. Yeah, we have to skim the overall passage for understanding the whole concept, but it doesn't mean that we won't be able to understand everything, okay. So for the first passage here, we can see after a number of serious failures of governance, like something companies in Britain as well as something should consider. So whenever we are reading something in passage, we try to skip like this, the subject and then verb. Here, after a number of serious failures of governance should consider radical changes to their director's role. Okay, so here we don't get anything properly, and then we have to focus on the next sentence. That is, it is clear that the role of a board director today is one following the just something in 2008 financial meltdown, which resulted in a deeper, more prolonged, and something like, okay, the search for explanation for in the many postmortems of the crisis has meant, okay, governments, regulators, central banks, and auditors have all been in the frame. That means here we can see a list of something. That means this is, we can easily relate with that part. That here a list everybody who are blaming for this, the role of bank directors and management, and their widely publicized failures have been exclusively picked over and examined in reports, inquiries, and commentaries. So here for like something that has been failed for them, like the role of bank directors and management and their widely publicized failures. Means they are the ultimate failures. So here, government, regulators, central banks, and other auditors. So in that case, the answer is here Okay, disputes over financial arrangement, no, not like that, because there is nothing about disputes or something. The impact not present, not like that. And then the question is the possible need for something every, the following number of board members with broad enough experience, not like that. A risk that all director not like this. Okay, and here we just missed it. Many external bodies being held responsible for problems. Like here, many external bodies, here governments, other stakeholders are responsible for these problems. So here we can see, and we can write here, uh, the solution or the answer is for list of heading one is, I would say, number four. Okay, so here we can just write here number four. Okay, so now we have to go through the next one, that is, so the knock-on effect, that is the knock-on effect of this scrutiny something. Okay, so here we can see, like, for the next one, that is, okay, I don't know what is happening to me. Okay, 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 it's fine. So the knock-on effect of this scrutiny has been to make the governance of companies in general an issue of intense public debate, and has significantly increased the pressure on and the responsibilities of directors at the simplest and most practical level, the time involved in fulfilling. So, for the first sentence, we have already got our answer. The knock-on effect of this scrutiny. That means for this examination, there is an impact, or there is something like knock-on effect. It's a phrase, so it means something impact or effect for something doing, like the scrutiny, and as a result there have some knock-on effects or something like this. So yeah, it can easily we can easily relate with this, like here. Okay, we just here got the impact on companies of being subjected to close examination shop for bestsellers. So here the answer is, okay, okay, I just messed up. Okay, here the answer is number B. For number B, it is the answer, like two. Okay, okay, just I cannot get the proper thing. Okay, okay, okay. Here, okay, I got it. This is for two. So let's go to our next paragraph, that is number C. Often, board business is developed to committees in order to cope with the workload, which may be more efficient but can mean that the board as a whole is less involved in fully addressing some of the most important issues. So here, try to understand what does it mean. It means often board business, when like a board business, right? It's a business or it's a board or company here. It's developed to committees in order to cope with the workload, which may be efficient, but it can mean that the board as a whole is less involved. Here, something is less involved means all committee members cannot be able to take part in all kind of programs or projects in fully addressing some of the most important issues. Even the issue is more important, but they don't have that kind of access to get in. Okay, so it is not uncommon for the audit committee meeting to last longer than the main board meeting itself. So And so here we can also get the answer, like we had already an experience, or we had already an assumption. Okay, here something is that nobody or all members here boards. We can just okay, just we have to go through uh, from our first list of headings so that we can easily get every kind of or every individual list of headings. So first thing is disputes over financial arrangements regarding senior managers. That is not relevant for this. And the second is, yeah, we have already used here, so we have to cut it down. That means it is not the answer. The possible need for fundamental change, no, it is not. And number four, we have already used here, so it is not the perfect answer. And the four, okay, it is not the falling number. Okay, not a risk that not all directors. Yeah, that means everybody cannot just take part in any kind of projects. Either it is much more important or not. So it doesn't really matter. The main thing is they cannot take part in all projects. So for paragraph C here, just yeah, we have to use like it is number six. Okay. So let's back to our next paragraph. That is number D. Here, a radical solution which may work for some large companies whose businesses are extensive and complex is the professional board. So something a radical solution, and we don't need to read this because it's extra information. So a radical solution is professional board whose members would work up to 3 or 4 days a week, supported by their own directed or dedicated staff and advisors. There are obvious risks to this, and it would be more important, or it would be important to establish clear guidelines for such a board to ensure that it didn't step on the toes. Didn't step, it's a phrase. So okay, of management by becoming too engaged in the day-to-day running of the company. So it means they're trying to solve a problem, and that's why they are creating a solution that is a radical solution. Radical means something bold or just overnight solution. They wanna change something properly or radically. That is radical. And is the professional board. What is the solution? It is a professional board. And what is the main role and responsibility of those members? Whose members would work up how many times, or how much or how long they are working. Like they have been working for 3 or 4 days a week, supported by their own dedicated staff and advisors. There are obvious risks to this, and it would be important to establish clear guidelines for such a board to ensure that it didn't just step on the toes of management by becoming too engaged in the day-to-day running of the company. It means every single company has its own clear guidelines, right? In that case, if the company or if this solution cannot establish their clear guidelines, there is a great chance to interrupt here, step on the toes of management means the interference of the management team. So it's really ridiculous for them, and they are not able to work properly. In that case, for just for avoiding their interference, they are trying to establish some clear guidelines for running this board. So it's the solution, right? So here, okay, we have to go through the next part where we can also get clear overview. So the next part is, however, more professional and better informed boards would have been particularly appropriate for banks where the executives had access to information that part-time non-executive directors lacked, leaving the latter unable to comprehend or anticipate the 2008 crash. So here we already have get a clear overview. Like here, there's a chance, there's a solution for something solving. Okay, so disputes over financial arrangements, something no, we just didn't get anything here. The possible need for fundamental details, if you know, we didn't get anything here. The falling number, no. What is the board's not looking for? No. A proposal to change the way board occurs. Okay, that's the only option that we can hear and we can get here. Okay, so here for like paragraph 4 here we can, okay, it is like the last one. Okay, here we can just VII, that means it's 8. Okay, done. So we have to just go through the next paragraph, that is number E. Okay, so one of the main criticisms of boards and their directors is that they do not focus sufficiently on longer term matters of strategy. Look here what they are saying. Here they say like they do not focus on longer term. That means they don't have any kind of visionary power or visionary goals, terms, or strategy. Rather, they are focusing too much on short term goals, financial metrics, right? So it is very clear to like what is their main focus, and this is the ultimate criticism. Regulatory requirements and the structure of the market encourage this behavior. The tyranny of quarterly reporting can distort board decision making as directors. Okay, as we have to make the numbers every 4 months to meet the insatiable appetite of the market for more data. This starts to encourage the trading methodology officer and kind of investors who moves in and out of a stock without engaging. Okay, so we have already got an our answer. Like here, their focus is mainly on short term rather than long term. So as this is a strategical, or this is, we have to focus on more strategy like during our reading module on the main examination. So we don't do any kind of rush, rather we have to go through the perfect place for taking the right answer. Okay, so here we can, okay, disputes, no, that there is nothing about dispute or financial arrangements. The possible need for no, they don't also think about or say anything regarding these falling numbers of enough, no, rather boards not looking far enough ahead. That is the answer we can, okay, so we have to cut it down so that we are not just mixing up everything or rushing up with another answer. So for number E, okay, so for number E, we are looking, okay, we have to write it here. This is VII. VII. That means it's 7. Okay. Okay, for number F. So compensation for chief executives has become something. Compensation that is regarding like okay, that is regarding financial issues, something like this. So here we can see, okay, compensation means, okay, something wages or like, okay, compensation has become a combat zone where pitch battles between investors, management, and board members are fought, often behind closed doors, but increasingly frequently in the full glare of press attention. So here we can see like something between or among investors, management, and board members who are fighting for something. What is this? This is for compensation. And what is compensation? Compensation is about financial issues, wage, salary, or something like this, right? So many would argue that this is in the interest of transparency and good governance, as shareholders use their muscle in the area of pay to pressure boards to remove underperforming chief executives. Okay, so their powers to vote down executive remuneration policies. So only this is the passage where we can understand or we can relate something, that is they are fighting for something, they are just trying to ensure something that is regarding wage or compensation or money related, and there also exists disagreement, that is so we can just clearly relate it to our like dispute for the first list of heading, that is dispute over financial arrangements regarding senior managers. So this is the answer. So for number 5 we can clearly say that, okay, for number of F, okay, this is the answer for, okay, okay, have a look, and we, this is number 1. Okay, so for the last question, or for the last paragraph, we try to have a look and just try to understand what the answer is here. The financial crisis stimulated debate about the role and purpose of company and a heightened awareness of corporate ethics. Trust in the corporation has been eroded, and something like this. Academic such a okay, something like this, and that is regarding boards of company in okay, boards of companies in all sectors will need to widen their perspective to encompass these issues. So for this sentence here, we can just like here, we will need these corporate goals and something like this here. Okay, that is the answer, because here we can see in all sectors will need to broaden something they are trying to change or improve. This is for uh, section or paragraph G, that is okay. The possible need for fundamental change for in every area, right? So that is the answer for paragraph G. But here, unfortunately, I completely forgot to mention paragraph G. So okay, no problem. Here, I'm just put it down so that you can okay for paragraph. Answer is three. So this is the overall class lecture for today. I really hope that you are all enjoyed a lot. So no worries. So we'll get back to the next session. So just drop your comment in the comment box, whatever you were wanting from me, like for which module, reading, writing, speaking, or listening. Just drop a comment on the comment section so that I can catch you later. So best of luck. Hope you